What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of On the Mic with Michael Flix. Very happy to be back. I got a very special guest in the house with me today. I've been trying to track my guy down for a long time. I finally got him here, man. My guy, Billy White. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. I got Mr. Quiet on the show today. See if we can get you to do a little bit of talking today, fam. Say you're doing good. Just came from a workout, you say?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was pretty good, man. Just a grind, just trying to, just keep healthy, man, and stay in shape and trying to get ready for that next call when it comes.
I hear you say. That's what you've been doing pretty much all summer, just working out?
Yeah, man, just grinding. I was playing in the TBT tournament as well. Me and Malcolm, a former player from San Diego State as well. Me and him was playing with the OTE team up in Atlanta. We were training in Atlanta, played there for like 2 weeks, and then went to Omaha and played there. Lost in the first round, but it was a great experience, man, playing with young guys, seeing what new talent is coming up, the new generation, and how they're playing and how they're working and how they're staying focused and being in the gym. Overtime did an amazing job, having us and stuff. They have an amazing facility over there in Atlanta, so it's been amazing, man. It's been good.
And so you said the TBT and the overtime. Are those separate things? The overtime thing and the TBT?
The TBT is like the $1 million tournament. That's
so I know about that one. Okay.
Yeah. We just was playing with overtime. They just put a team in there to compete. For the young guys that's coming out, all the draft picks that's coming out for next year, 2023. So they just wanted to see some of those young guys play against older guys and see if they can, also, get ready for the NBA. So they just wanted to see if they can compete and, see if they can compete at the next level.
Hey, how's that feel being called an older guy as far as hoop goes? How's that feel?
Man, it feels pretty good, man. Okay. Honestly, taking it in, embracing it. It feels good just giving back to the youth, as much as I can, all the knowledge that I went through, all the stuff I went through, and try to give it to them so they don't make the same mistakes that I did. So it feels good, pretty good, man, just, giving back the knowledge.
You do a lot of that, like helping the youth?
As much as I can, now that I'm the older guy on the team, I try to teach the young guys, all the guys that I play with, what's the right way, what not to do, and what to do in the in basketball, just in life, man. So I'm starting to get used to it.
It's so crazy how fast time goes, man. To hear you be like a 5-year vet over there and like one of the older. Because I think when I first met, I met you like right after you graduated. I think you had like a year removed from graduating from state.
Yep.
So like this, see you at this point like an elder statesman on a pro team. It's crazy. How fast time goes, man.
It really does, man. Like I said, like you saying, man, I just remember being a young pup, running around, being athletic, not have to stretch before you get in the gym, just pick up the ball and just play basketball, to now stretching and taking care of your body and what not to eat and what to eat and all this stuff. So like you said, time does fly by.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of time flying, let's take it all the way back like to the beginning of your journey. So you're from Vegas. What part of Vegas are you from?
Henderson.
From Henderson, Vegas.
Henderson, Las Vegas.
I think I had a cousin that lived in Henderson for a little while. He played ball out there too. Yeah. How is it growing? It's funny, I was just talking to somebody about like what life must be like for people that grow up in Vegas.
Yeah.
How is it growing up in Vegas? Because people that's not from there, that we go there to party. So how is it growing up in Vegas?
It's just fast life, man, honestly. Being from Vegas, obviously, is very, very hot. It's not much to do, for kids, honestly, and you just got to make the best of it. I just played a lot of sports, just me and my cousins. I have a tight group of people that I grew up with, my cousins. We just played a lot of just sports just to be out the house, but it was just growing up fast, just seeing a lot of stuff on the strip. Both of my parents worked on the strip, so I've seen a lot just driving to work with them, taking them to work, seeing stuff, seeing people on the strip, seeing people just on the strip 24/7. I've never seen it empty ever in my life besides the pandemic. But it's just, just fast. It was fun though. Sports in Vegas is very competitive, so that's what made it really fun.
Got you. How you say you played a lot of sports? Was basketball the first sport, or?
No, I played football. My cousin Corey, he played football as well. So I just fell in love with football, and then I started to play basketball. My dad played basketball. He played at New Mexico, University of New Mexico. So he put the ball in my hand. But I was just trying all different sports, just being a kid, just playing around. Just trying to find the love of the game, and God blessed me with basketball, so I kind of stuck with that and just ran with it.
Right. Around how old were you when you started playing?
I was just dribbling the ball maybe around like 5, and then I started playing maybe competitively around like 7. 7 years old, just, going to little leagues, just playing around. And then I started to get really good and started to, try to take it seriously around probably third, fourth grade. That's when I was when we started traveling nationally, not even nationally, just to California and playing against the California teams and seeing other people's parents saying I'm pretty good and telling, those parents telling my parents that I'm pretty good, and my dad's telling me that other players are starting to respect me. So that's when I started to be like, you know what, I'm pretty good. I can start trying to take this stuff serious. So that's when it kind of got to me.
Got you. Were you always one of the taller guys on the team, or?
Kind of, yeah. To be honest with you, I was kind of in the middle. I was kind of tall, but I wasn't too much taller than everybody else. I feel like once I started to get into middle school, that's when I started to kind of outgrow everybody, and I started to realize damn, I'm pretty tall. I'm a basketball player. Because at first I'm like, oh, I didn't, my dad and my parents is pretty tall. My mom is 5'11", my dad's 6'5". So I was like, I didn't know if I was going to be that tall, but then I started to see it. I'm like, all right, this is going to be pretty good.
Right. And that, and what's the name of what high school did you go to?
I went to Green Valley. At first, I went to Bishop Gorman. That's the biggest school that everybody really recognizes from Las Vegas. I went there. It's a private school. It's the Catholic school. So my freshman year, I went there, and then I transferred in the middle of my freshman year to Green Valley High School, and then I just stuck with there.
Why'd you leave Bishop?
It just wasn't for me, to be honest with you. I always went to a public middle school. I went to a public elementary, and that was a private school. You had to wear, dress code and stuff like that. So I wasn't really used to that. And I went there with my cousin, so I was only going there with him. And I got a basketball scholarship as well. But I really didn't know anybody. I felt like I was an outcast there, to be honest with you. All my friends that I grew up with in middle school, they went to Green Valley, and that's where I wanted to go. But it was a better school, a better opportunity for me. But it just didn't work out. I just transferred. I went to Green Valley.
Are you? I'm asking this for a reason. Are you religious at all?
No, not really. I believe in God. I'm not too into it. I pray every day, pray every night before I go to sleep. And leave it at that.
I only ask because I have a few friends that they're not really big, very religious or big into church at all, but they end up going to a Christian school because they have a scholarship. You know what I mean? And I know one guy, he ended up, because that's it's a Christian school, and that's not his life. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to follow the rules, but he's also living his life. You know what I'm saying? And he broke some of the rules and ended up getting kicked off the team.
Honestly, that's the crazy thing that you say that. I feel like half of the time, to be honest with you, man, half of the time those kids, I should say black kids, us, go to those schools is because of scholarship. Either you're good at football, basketball, whatever you're good at, a sport. And like you say, it's very hard, especially coming from a public school that that you can wear whatever you want. You get Christmas gifts, you get the, J's, all that stuff. And then when you go to these schools, you gotta, look a certain way. You can't wear those shoes. You gotta wear the dress code and stuff like that. And it kind of messes up, and that's why some of these kids get kicked out, like you say, or they just can't follow the rules just because they're not accustomed to that. That's not what they're used to, and it kind of sucks, and it takes away, from not playing, and now they have to transfer, and it kind of looks bad. But I feel like you should just follow your heart, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely, in everything, not just picking a school, in your career,
anything,
who you dating, anything.
That's what I learned. Honestly, I felt like I should have just followed my heart, even though Bishop Gorman was a great opportunity. A lot of the great basketball players from Las Vegas, they go there. They've been successful, but just knowing I just didn't feel like going there. I knew that it wasn't a good fit for me, and I should have just followed my heart. Even though I tried it, it was a great experience. I should take nothing from it, but I feel like I should have just been where I was at in the first place.
It can't hurt to try, because I guess if you never try, you obviously would think man, if I would have went to Bishop, who knows what I would have done.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying? But you went, and you know what you did, and you know what I'm saying. You had that experience already. So you transfer and play the next 3 years. What would you say the name of your high school was?
Green Valley.
Green Valley. How was your high school career there?
It was amazing, man. Like I said, I felt like at home. I basically knew everybody was there. The basketball team wasn't really known for basketball. They were okay. The school really wasn't known for basketball. They had a great sports system, but the basketball was decent. My older cousin went there. He played both sports. His name was Ramon White. He played basketball and football. So I was very excited just to go there and follow his footsteps of playing there. Like I said, man, it was amazing. Just just getting a good experience. Just get to play with my friends from middle school, and just enjoying basketball.
You get to hang any banners or win any rings or anything?
Honestly, nah, man. To be honest with you, we did pretty good though. My senior year, that's when I felt like that was like the best years of our team. My senior year, we went to the Final Four. We lost in the Final Four, so we went pretty far. That was the farthest that my high school has ever went. So,
oh, nice.
That was a great accomplishment.
For sure.
Like I said, it was just fun, man. Like, if it wasn't for Green Valley, I wouldn't be here where I was. I mean, where I am today, just because the coach there, he just let me rock out and just let me be me.
That's dope. That's very important.
Yeah,
that's very important, especially in today. I feel like it's always been important in sports, especially when you have like a stud athlete, which I'm sure you were in high school. But I've seen a lot of times, like, well, it doesn't happen so much, but you would see a lot of times in the past, a coach, he's like, no, this is how we're gonna play. This is how we're gonna play. But if you got a guy who's like a stud, it's like you gotta have a system. But if this guy can go, you gotta let him go.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's almost like Monty Williams actually talks about it from when he had Chris Paul in New Orleans. He was like, I was trying to get him to play a certain way, and we butted heads. When I finally let him do his thing, we went to the finals. You know what I'm saying? So,
100%.
That's what I was gonna say. That was one of my biggest regrets from high school. Like I didn't hang a banner. We didn't win a ring. I was pretty sure we weren't gonna win CIF, honestly. But I just wanted to win our league and hang a banner.
You wanted to put something up.
Exactly. I want every time I walk in my gym, I could walk in there and see 100%. Something that I left. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get to do it as a player, but I came back as a coach, and I wasn't a head coach, so let me not say that. But as an assistant coach on varsity, we won CIF and went to the Elite Eight.
That's good.
So we got to hang a couple banners. So now when I walk in my gym, I do get to see something that I helped put up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's a good feeling.
Good.
Absolutely. And so, how was your? Had a great high school career. How was your recruitment? When did the recruitment start for you?
Sophomore year of high school. I was very, very, very heavy into AAU. In Vegas, we had a great AAU team called the Las Vegas Prospects. I played with them my sophomore year and my junior year. Senior year, I didn't play any because I already committed somewhere. So I felt there was no need for me to play any AAU when I'm already committed somewhere.
Right.
But I feel like sophomore year, going into sophomore year and like after sophomore year, that's when I started to peak and be on the rise around the country, getting invited to ABCD. My sophomore year, after my sophomore year, I had a great high school year, and then I got an offer to go to ABC camp in New Jersey, I believe. I don't think they do ABCD anymore, but they used to have it in New Jersey, and that's where they're like the top 100 players around the world just come, and they just put you on random teams, and you just basically just play for like 4 or 5 days. And after the camp, that's when they usually put you on the rankings. Back in the day, they used to have a thing called Rivals.
Yep, I remember.
Rivals, and that's when you have to go to the computer and look on the top 100 and see if you crack the top 100, where are you at in your position. So I felt like after I went there and I, holding my ground, I did my thing, I started to, creep into the top 100. I think the highest I ever got was 26 in the country.
Nice.
By my senior year. Yeah, man, like I said, that was amazing. Just having a good experience, just going to those camps and playing against the top kids around the country, playing against the OJ Mayos, the Bill Walkers, the Michael Beasleys, all those type of guys that are all in the NBA, had an NBA career, it was just fun having the opportunity to play against them in high school.
Any of those guys that, and not necessarily NBA players, but just anyone that you met at any of those camps, do you still have relationships with any of those guys today?
Not really, to be honest with you, but if I seen them, they would probably just notice me,
right.
Just from playing basketball and just, seeing them around. But, all those guys are, having their own lives and doing their own thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you cracked the top 100, you say you're like number 26. So I'm sure the recruitment got pretty crazy at one point.
Yeah.
What were your What schools did y'all ask you that? What schools did you visit, and then how did you land on San Diego State?
Honestly, I had a couple visits, but I only took one visit to San Diego State.
Oh wow!
As soon as that was my first visit, and I was sold. Sold. As soon as I came out here, I loved it. I love Coach Fisher. I love the campus. I love the community. I love how the people embrace the college players around San Diego State. I just felt like it was home to me. It was very close to from my mom, and not just my mom, my family, my friends. Everybody can come see me. They can drive 4 hours or take a 45-minute flight from Las Vegas to come see me. So I felt like that was the best opportunity for me. The other schools that were recruiting me, I had Kansas, I had Memphis, Arizona, UNLV, USC, a couple of other schools. But I just felt like San Diego was home, and I felt like Coach Fisher really wanted me, and he expressed that. Made me feel like, the team wanted me, and, it wasn't just going into a college and, waiting my turn. Like, he told me that I was going to compete. He never guaranteed me anything, like I was going to start at anything. He just gave me an opportunity, and I liked the way that, he presented himself.
Nice. Was there ever any, because you said your hometown school, UNLV, recruited you, was there ever any, consideration to go there, or, you saw San Diego State and was like, nah, I'm out?
The one factor, so they were recruiting me. They was recruiting me, and I went to an open gym with my mom, and I played there, and I, did my thing. I thought I did pretty good. And after, when I was playing, I talked to Coach Cougar, and he told me that he didn't think that my style of play fit into their system. So that's why
Gotcha.
I was like, oh, okay, I remember that. And then when I found out San Diego State was in the same conference, that kind of gave me a little fire. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm really going to come here. So I get to play them twice a year. I get to play them home and at the crib. I'm going to come here.
What's the most points you ever put on UNLV?
Honestly, I don't even know.
Okay.
I've had some good games and I have some bad games, to be honest with you. Every time I go there, I don't have a good game. But when we're at the crib here, I have a good game.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think maybe back then I tried to do a little too much, or I was overthinking it. We always won, but I just never really personally had a good game when we played against them at UNLV.
Got you. So Coach Fisher, Coach Fisher tells you, first of all, what's it like playing for Coach Fisher? He's obviously, I didn't play in college, but just watching them, I was fascinated with the Fab Five. And then when the 30 for 30 came out, it gave me even more to look into. And so I just always been a fan of Coach Fisher, just off being Jalen Rose's coach in the Fab Five. Yeah. How was it playing for Coach Fisher?
It was
and what's
amazing,
he like?
Man. He's very calm. It takes a lot for him to get mad. You got to do something very, very disrespectful or very crazy for him to get him very mad and get him out his seat to be yelling at you. He's very patient. He treats you like a man. That was the number one thing. He didn't treat us like kids, even though when I first got there I was 18 years old. He didn't talk down on us. He always treated us like one of his kids. He always was, like I said, very patient. On and off the court, always teaching us stuff off the court about just life, how to handle ourselves on and off the court. It was amazing playing for him. I learned a lot from him.
Nice. That's dope to hear. He seems that way. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Jalen Rose. I don't know if I mentioned that, but he speaks very highly of him, and all his players do. You know what I mean? So it's my first time actually speaking to someone who played for him, so I definitely had to ask. What was your do you remember your career high in college?
30, I think, against Gonzaga my senior year. My senior year at San Diego State, that's when we started to take a rise and take over. And, we did some pretty big things that year. So
I was just gonna say, you guys had a really, really special group your senior year. Talk about what it was like being a part of that group, and just how special it was leaving that mark on San Diego State.
It was very special. That group, I don't know if everybody realized, we were together 2 years, that same group. I want to say 7 or 8 of us. It was a very special group. Just practicing with each other every single day, competing every single day, hanging with each other off the court. Even when we're, partying with each other, we always talking about basketball, or just, just being together off the court, going everywhere to go eat together. The chemistry, it helped us so much our senior year, because we knew exactly what we wanted to do. We knew we set goals, and we had tried to accomplish them.
Nice.
So
Which which of you guys, which of those core guys that you say all played 7 years together? I'm 7 years. The 7 guys that played 2 years together.
Kawhi played. He came in my junior year when he was a freshman, and then my senior year he was a sophomore. DJ Gay, he was there all 4 years. He came in the same year as me in 2007. Chase Tapley, he came in the same year as Kawhi, his freshman year. Malcolm Thomas came in my junior year. We had Tyrone Shelley that came in my junior year with Malcolm transferred over with at Pepperdine, came over there. Jamal Franklin came in. He was a freshman my senior year. Tim Shelton came in. He was there all 4 years with me. We had a kid named Mehdi from France. That was there for 3 years, so he was there for 2 years with us with that special team, and a dude named Brian Carwell that was there that transferred for Illinois.
Nice.
So,
nice. And from the looks of things, whenever I see San Diego State basketball players around each other, you guys, no matter what, like years, even if you guys didn't play together, San Diego State basketball players seem to all have like a really, really tight bond.
for sure.
Is that something that's like, is that an organic thing, or is that something that's like discussed in the locker room, or is like how does that?
I think it's just we just know. You know, we never had to discuss anything in the locker room like after. Hey, it's a brotherhood. I felt like honestly, it's always been there. Started from the Brandon Heath days to the Lorenzo Ways, to Richie Williams. Those guys, you know, kind of started the brotherhood, Aztec brotherhood. You know, just coming back. If they didn't make the NBA, if they played overseas, coming back, you know, just showing us the way, taking us out, giving us game. So I feel like it started with them, and it just trickled down to right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. So your senior year, at the end of your senior year, you had a great senior year. The end of your senior year, you're probably thinking NBA. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was thinking NBA. I played half of a season with the Miami Heat. Then I moved down to the G League. The D League. It was the D League. Now it's the G
Development League, right?
Development League.
Then the money came in. Now it's the Gatorade League. Yep.
They got the money now.
Exactly.
They got the money now. So, but I went the G League route, and then after the G League, I went over to Greece and played a full year over in Greece.
Did the Heat draft you?
No, the Heat didn't draft me. I got signed by them. So, unfortunately, I didn't get drafted. I came out in 2011. I entered the 2011 NBA draft. Fortunately, didn't get drafted, but I got picked up by the Heat, got signed, went to training camp. They ended up liking me at training camp. And I'm going to veteran camp. They liked me at veteran camp. They ended up signing me. And then I played a couple games, and then they moved me down to the D League. And then my agent called me and was like, team overseas in Greece wants you, and I think it'll be a better fit for you just to go out there and play. And that's what I did.
Nice. What was the see, I talked to Xavier, who played in the G League as well. And I interviewed him, and I've spoken to other people like maybe at the Drew League, or just guys that I've met that have played in the G League. Guys either have like a really, really positive experience or a really, really negative experience. What experience did you have in the
I kind of had a bad experience, I should say. To me, now that I look back at it, it's a positive, but back then I thought it was a negative just because I really didn't play and I really didn't understand. It's all about. It's not. I should say. I guess it's about politics. It's all about like who you know, what team. You know, because it's all obviously it's the G League is for development, and you know they get call-ups and all that stuff. So a lot of the guys on your team might be jacking up shots or trying to do something just to get called up. You know, sometimes you go on a team that has a lot of NBA draft picks and they get sent down there, so you might not never get a call up because all those draft guys, all the draft picks are on your team, and if they do good, they're going to be the number one person that get called up. So it's kind of hard. It can make you or break you. But, usually, like I say, if you're going to do that route right now, you should just, do your research, look at the teams, make sure you can go to a team that has a call-up. Look at the NBA teams. If that's your dream to get into the NBA and you think the easy route for you to get to the NBA is the G League or the G League, look at the team, make sure, they might have a 4 or 5. Look at your position. That's the first thing, obviously, to look at your position, see if anybody's hurt or, down or anything, and then see if that G League team has anybody that's NBA status, and if they don't, you can probably go in there and try to make your shot.
I see. No one has told me this, so I don't want to make it seem like Xavier or anyone's told me this, but just from what I've gathered, it seems like the G League is just for if you want to just kind of keep your ear close to the NBA, like you want to keep one foot in the NBA.
Yeah.
That's like the only...
100%.
Yeah, because it seems like there's all the better leagues are all overseas.
100%.
Like there's way better competition overseas and everything.
It's honestly just for guys that's either can't get overseas because of their passport or whatever situation that they can't, or they just want to, like you said, keep their eyes on the NBA, and that's the best option for them to try to get into the NBA, and the NBA teams can keep an eye out for them.
And see, for me, I always would just, and I'm sure most people would just assume that it's the opposite. That like, well, this is the NBA is like minor league, so this has got to be the second best league.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Until you get older. Because for me, honestly, maybe I shouldn't say this, but for me, honestly, what it was I would see guys who were currently playing in the G League, and I'd watch them play in like a pro-am or like a summer league, and I'd see them, I'd be like,
it's not the same.
I thought he'd be better than that. And then you see a guy who plays overseas and he's going. And I'm like, And you start just kind of like asking more questions. And then for me, I get to like really interview athletes and really talk to them. I'm like, oh, I see what's going on here.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, no bash or disrespect on the G League. Absolutely. It's just, honestly, back then when I was coming up, I felt like that was a great opportunity if you want to get into the NBA to go to the G League, you know, in that era. But now, like, if you want to do that, I feel like you should go overseas, because I feel like a lot of these NBA teams are looking overseas. They're picking up a lot of these cats, a lot of these young guys from overseas. Like they did Alonzo Ball, you know, they picked him up from Australia. They didn't get him from the G League. Right. So I feel like if you want to do that route, if you're young and you have a buzz, go ahead and do the G League. But if you're older, 25 to 23 and up, go overseas, try to get your money, and then they'll try to look for you.
I hear you. And so you leave the G League and go to Greece. What was that first season in Greece like?
It was shocking. It was different. I've never been out the country before. I was young. Being 22, I believe 22 or 23, just young, never been out the country. I'm very picky with my food, so I struggled with that. People speaking a different language, practicing doing two-a-days. I've never done two-a-days. You know, Coach Fisher never made us do two-a-days at San Diego State, so going to Greece, doing that, it was very hard. It was very, very hard for me. I struggled a lot.
So did you not enjoy that first year?
No.
Wow.
No.
So
to be honest with you, no.
Did you end up going back or no?
No, I didn't. I didn't end up going back. But now I would go back now, because I know how to be a professional. I didn't know how to be a professional.
I see.
I was very unprofessional, had the attitude. I thought everything was given to me. I thought just because I was on the Heat, you know, they'd give me special privileges and all this other stuff. And I just had a bad attitude going into it. And just didn't have a good season.
That's really dope, and very, very, very honest and mature for you to say that. A lot of young hoopers are gonna learn from that.
For sure. If you have a bad attitude or just going to a different place and thinking you're gonna do this and do that, it's not gonna work out that way at all.
How long did you finish the season?
No, I didn't.
How long were you there?
I was there for 4 months. So I did half of the season was 8 months, so I did half of the season. They sent me home because of bad attitude.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
It was a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call. Like I said, I felt angry. I was honestly just angry that I didn't make it to the NBA. so I felt like shouldn't have to be over here. I felt like I belong in the NBA, and just having a bad attitude, not getting along with my teammates, not performing well, and I learned that like that's not professional, and you can lose your job because of that. So,
let me see how to ask this. Did you have to have a conversation with any of your friends that were pros for you to kind of realize that you were the one tripping, or was the getting sent home that was you realizing things?
No, I didn't have any conversations with any pros. I had a conversation with one of my close friends that's still around till this day. It's in my circle. I don't even call him my friend. I call him my cousin, to be honest with you, because he's just so close.
What's his name? We'll shout him out.
Elric Mims. His name is Elric Mims. I just had a conversation with him. He just told me, like, look, you can be, on the streets with me doing your thing, doing whatever, or you can just be playing basketball. You're grateful. God gave you a talent. You're over here messing up a bag, playing basketball, doing something that you love, traveling the country, and you're over here, acting bitter, acting mad at the world. So I just took that into consideration, talking to my mom, talking to my family, the people that, close around me that support me. And I just, realized that, I was tripping and it's not the coach, because that's the first thing, especially at that age. Young kids, when you get sent home, they're like, oh yeah, the coach didn't like me, the coach didn't like me, the coach didn't like me, or the coach wasn't playing me, I wasn't doing this, I wasn't doing that. And it's really them. They're not really understanding that, that you might be having a bad attitude, or you might be doing something. Not all the time. It's not always on the coaches. It might be on you. So that just really gave me a wake-up call. So I was like, damn, I really got cut. I'm really losing money. I didn't get my full money. Now I'm back at home. Now I got to face everybody asking me, like, man, what happened? Why are you not playing basketball? Isn't it basketball season? And I got to make up some excuses. It made me feel like, damn, like, like I don't want to have this feeling again. People asking me, are you still playing basketball, or what's going on? That's the worst feeling. When you're competitive and still competing. So that was a wake-up call, for sure.
Wow, that's powerful.
For sure.
Powerful. When you come back, did you go home to Vegas, or did you come to San Diego?
I was going both. I was going back and forth.
Okay.
I was going back and forth, just staying in the gym. I wasn't playing basketball. At first, I wasn't playing basketball. I was just chilling, relaxing, sitting on the couch, just chilling. And then once I had that talk with people that I love, and just be like, they were like, really, like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Just sitting on the couch, or just chilling, going out with my friends, doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. And I should just be playing basketball. And my family was just like, what are you doing? So I was like, I need to get in the gym. I need to get in shape and hopefully get back to it. So that's when after that, I went to Mexico. I had to try to have a fresh start. I had to start somewhere. I messed up a job in Europe, and I know that can damage your name. I feel like and I was on a good team, a great team. So I felt like once you do that, they can, especially in Europe, they can tarnish your name. They can say, hey, what happened? A team can reach out to this team if they want you and be like, hey, we want this guy, we're interested in him, but we saw that he left, the season early. What happened? And then they can be like, oh yeah, he has a bad attitude, or he's very unprofessional. That can trickle down and not make you have any jobs. So I felt like I kind of got banned and not banned, but just kind of got a sour taste in Europe. So I had to go to Mexico and kind of basically start over, start my career over. And I balled out, and I just took off from there.
Nice. What year was it? That first year in Greece. What year was that?
That was
2012, probably.
Yes, 2012, 2013. Yes, sir. Yeah.
And what part of Mexico did you go to?
I was in Chihuahua. I started at the bottom, very, very bottom of Mexico. Like, there's 3 leagues in Mexico. It's the Chihuahua League, the LMP. The LMP League is the first league, and I forget what the second league is, but I was very at the bottom, the Chihuahua League. I was over there with my friend Keone, that's from San Diego. Me and him went over there and played. He got me a job out there, and I was like, all right, man, I'll just go out there and play. I got to start somewhere. I got to get my name back out there. I got to make sure, get some film. And I went out there, and I balled out. I played maybe 20 games, and then I got a call up from the top league in Mexico to play in Monterrey, Mexico. I played maybe 10 games, because it was like I got a call up. They wanted me to play. A player got hurt, and they wanted me to replace him for the playoffs. So I played a couple games with them, and I balled out there. And I took off from there, man. I went from there. I went to Israel, and I got an opportunity to go there, and I balled out there, and I just been playing ever since overseas.
Nice. I actually when you were in Chihuahua was I think he was playing. Well, no, you said you made it to the top league. Was Lorenzo Keeler playing there? Oh, were you on his team or played against him?
No, I was playing against him.
Oh, okay. He
very good player.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
He a legend back at his school. He's from Escondido High. He the man. He was just coaching there. He just got done coaching. I think he just passed it off to somebody else. But he got that.
Yeah.
You don't miss.
Red ball for
he's
sure.
He's actually the first dude, and I think we might have. I graduated high school in 06. What year did you graduate?
I was 07.
Okay, and Lorenzo, I believe, graduated 05.
Did you play in the Torrey Pines tournament?
I believe he did because he went to Escondido High, so I'm sure he played.
I think I've seen him play.
Yeah, I'm
because
pretty
we
sure.
played in the Torrey Pines.
I'm sure he did because he was the top player around here, and that's the big tournament. So I'm sure he played in it.
Yeah.
But, he was the first person, and this is back before like people really shot super deep like that. He was the first high school player I seen shoot from the volleyball line. First play of the game, opening tip, he just grabbed it, and we bowling. He's a homie. Like I've known him since I was in middle school. And he was a friend of mine, but you know, you rooting for your school, you want your school to win.
For sure.
And everybody know that he the man. So as soon as he touched the rock, boo, like nonstop. And he grabbed didn't even take a dribble. We born him. He turned, looked at the crowd, was like, all right, took one dribble, cashed it from the volleyball line, just turned and looked at everybody. I was like, yo, this dude is different, bro. But anyway, I think he's retired now. He goes back to Chihuahua and runs camps there and tries to get some of the players over there to some of the players in Mexico to come play high school ball in America. So
that's
dope. He's still doing dope stuff out there. So how many years did you play in Mexico? Just 2?
I only played 1 year.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you got wow.
All that stuff happened in 1 year.
Wow.
All that stuff happened in 1 year. As soon as I got there, I played. Like I said, I played in the Chihuahua League. I played 20 games in that. Then they just called me up and I played there. And then I came back home before I went to Israel. I came back home for maybe a month or two. Mm-hmm. Then Israel called me and I just went overseas and went there.
How was it in Israel?
I loved it. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience. I finally got the opportunity to kind of get back overseas, get back over the water. Mm-hmm. I played in the Division II over there. I was 15 minutes away from Tel Aviv, a place called Ramleh. Mm-hmm. Like I said, man, it was amazing. It was a dope experience. My teammates was very kind and very cool, very welcoming. The city was very beautiful. It kind of reminded me of here in San Diego. The beach was very clean. Mm-hmm. The people are very, 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 very respectful. So I enjoyed my time there. Mm-hmm. It was really cool.
Why? So it seems like you've spent the last few years playing in Canada. It seems like you kind of found your spot there, found your home there.
Yeah.
But you say Israel was amazing and you loved it there. Yeah. What made you not go back to Israel and just stay in Canada?
Just a better opportunity. Okay. I hate to say it, man. It was just more money.
Okay.
You got to go where the money
can't nobody be mad at that.
Yeah. I hate saying it, because I love playing basketball. I will play it for free just because I just love it, man. I'm passionate about it. Mm-hmm. So, I just had to go where the money is. A better opportunity in Canada.
I hear that. You've been in Canada for 5 years now?
Yeah, 5 years.
Nice. Yep. Nice. And you were able to win MVP in 2019.
Yep.
How was that?
It was an amazing feeling. It was one of the bucket list that I get to scratch off. Mm-hmm. I always wanted to get MVP overseas, and I finally accomplished that. And that was a great feeling, man.
Mm-hmm. What's it like? What's it like the next season coming back? Is when you win MVP, and then what's it like the next? Because everyone already knows you can play. That's how you win the award.
Right.
But what's it like now after you've won the award and it's you've been stamped as no, he was the best player in this league last year.
Right.
So what's it like walking into that league the next year?
It's kind of weird, to be honest with you.
Really.
This past year, I was on a new team. When I won MVP, the next following year, it was COVID. It was I shouldn't say a lockout, but COVID year. So a lot of things were shut down around, so I didn't get to play. And then this past year, when I got back to go to Canada, I was on a different team. I was on Windsor Express. So all the people, all my opponents, it felt weird, because they were we're coming for that. Every guy was I'm trying to get MVP, and we're knocking you off. So it made me feel good, to be honest with you, because everybody was like, all right, I'm gonna get everybody's best. So everybody's gonna come at me with their best, so I got to be prepared and be on my A game all the time. So it kind of made me have a better year, to be honest with you.
I bet.
But it felt weird.
What's your high score as a pro?
52.
Wow, where'd you do that at?
In Moncton.
Okay.
In Canada.
In Canada, okay,
Yeah.
okay. That's the Magic, right?
Yeah.
And then you played with Trey Kell there one year, didn't you?
Yeah. I won a championship with him.
That's right.
That was my first year with Moncton. I did 2 years with them. And my first year we won a championship together.
Your first year in Canada or your first year with that team?
My first year with that team.
Okay.
I won a championship.
What team were you playing with before them?
Halifax. That's also in Canada. I played 3 years with them. Yeah.
How is it? And maybe it's different. Maybe it's different for different players. But how is it as far as like contract length? Because it seems like Lorenzo, he would like when I'd speak to him, he'd tell me like he'd be playing and he'd get a call like from a team that he just played, like, yo, we want you to play for us next year. Yeah. And so how is it like only 1 year contracts?
It's only 1 year contract. Okay. Some people, it's very, very very rare that you'll see overseas players get like a multi-year deal. Only time that really happens in China. Like you'll see a couple guys in China sign like a 2-year deal, get like 10 million, 5 years. 5 each year. So stuff like that is fairly rare that you'll see anybody get like big contracts overseas like that. There's mostly 1 year deals.
Gotcha.
Maybe sometimes do 2 years if they're on like a big team, but most of the time a lot of people do 1 year deals.
And it seems like the teams, they do, but it seems like they would have to collaborate a lot because it's like he was just playing for me last year, and it's like pretty sure you gotta like keep a lot of solid relationships because it's like I'm not. You can't come. You staying. You know what I mean? Just saying. I've always kind of wondered that. Well, recently I've been like thinking about this interview. Actually, I was like, that'd be a good question. Yeah. And it is something that I've always wondered because it's like I said, Lorenzo will be like, I played for them last year. Actually, when we were over there, I went over there to Mexico with him to film the camp he was doing. He was like, 1 year I was playing with them, and then the next year I won a championship for them, and I won MVP. I was like,
because there's no loyalty. There's no loyalty, especially these days. These teams are not loyal to you. You can say, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, and take a pay cut. And next thing you know, if they like another guy, they're gonna sign that other guy for sure.
That's so crazy.
For sure. So
That's
it's
so
all
crazy.
like I keep saying, I hate to say it, you just gotta get your money, man. Like you say, if I play for a team 1 year, and the team that I always did good against, and they try to come at me the next year and they got a bigger number than what you offer me, I'm gonna go with that team. It's just simple as that.
I feel that.
If you're not gonna give me what I want.
So this summer, I mean, like most summers, you played in the Drew League and you've been playing in the Swish since the Swish. I believe it's the Swish 4th or 5th year.
I think.
Shout out to the Swish doing big things here in San Diego and in Phoenix now. Actually, shout out to the Swish.
They're growing.
Absolutely, and real fast too. That caught me off guard. I was like, oh, look at them. And the league out in Phoenix looks like they really
good.
They really
good. I want to
like,
pull up for sure.
They might have to do make a San Diego All-Star team and a Phoenix All-Star team, and we get that going.
That would be dope because they're really hooping out there.
For real. I
honestly didn't think it was the same, but then I looked. I said, oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I knew because I interviewed them, and I think they mentioned that they were going to be doing Phoenix this year, so I already knew. But I thought, honestly, that, and don't kill me, guys, at the Switch, but I thought, like, the first year it might be kind of watered down because it's like you're not really
the best players.
Right, you're not a big pro-am yet, and you're already, like, going to a new. I thought it was a great idea. I didn't think it was a bad idea. But I thought, like, I don't know, but they hooping out there.
Honestly, they're doing their thing. Shout out to them. It's always amazing just to play there. It's always good to play here. Get to see people that that I grew up with at San Diego State. Get to play with these younger kids, the new generation, and also just play against fans that always been there. That's San Diego State fans, and they get to come see me play now because they can't obviously see me play overseas. So that's where I really come back and really play, just to get back and let everybody see me play.
Man, that's dope. That's dope. A lot of people still recognize you around San Diego?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Most of the people that's my age that went to San Diego State, they'll be like, thank you for the great years that you've done, that you went to San Diego State. I appreciate your time there. I had an amazing time when you were there. That's always a great feeling. I appreciate that. So it keeps me humble, man, and keeps me going.
I used to always think it was so dope, man, whenever I'd be like randomly in the same place, like I don't know, a club or anything, anywhere really. And I just happened to be in the same place as like somebody that was currently on the team, and just seeing the love that you guys get, I was like, man, that's so dope, man.
That's why I love San Diego, bro. Like, I wouldn't go to a different school if I can do it all over again. I wouldn't change it all, man. I love San Diego State. It was amazing. Like, the fans are so into it, especially if I shouldn't say especially if we win it, because they were there when we were losing too as well. Because my freshman and sophomore year, we wasn't bad, but we were just decent. It wasn't as good as my senior and junior year. But the fans were just amazing all the time, man. They were always there. The student crowd was phenomenal. Always packed out. People were, not passing out, but people was sleeping out for, camping out for tickets, skipping class just to sit outside for tickets. And, I know people probably missed a lot of study nights just to go to our games. And I just appreciate all that, man. They show us a lot of love, and I just try to give back as much as I can.
That's dope. That's dope. I meant to ask earlier when you spoke about your dad playing at New Mexico. Did you how was that? Because I know a lot of times that can go like both ways. It's like he's gonna like make sure that you're good and gonna like really ride you hard. But then a lot of times, so like fathers they'll put the ball in your hand, but they don't want to be known as like the basketball dad, so they kind of back off a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, how was it in your house?
He was kind of both. Like, he didn't bullshit around, to be honest with you. Like, if he just told me, like, if you're going to play basketball, we're going to do it the right way. That's all it was. Like, you're going to train, you're going to do this. Like, anytime, like, he felt like I needed some tools or fixing up my game, he always would give it to me. We always trained. He always put the ball in my hand. He always let me train with other people. My dad wasn't like one of those dads to be like, you're only going to train with me. You're not training with nobody else. So he just let me play. He just let me experience basketball and just let me find out stuff on my own. He didn't really push me to do anything. He just let me do what I wanted to do.
That's dope. Did he play any pro ball?
No, unfortunately. Once he had me, he stopped playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know how that goes.
Yeah.
How that goes. So what's next for you, bro? What's next for you? I'm sure you're going back to Canada.
Maybe, man. I kind of want to do something different, man, to be honest with you. Like I said, it's honestly where the money goes, man. I'm just blessed, man, just to have the opportunity just to keep playing. To be honest with you, I just want to, try something different. Maybe go back over the waters, over Europe way. Who knows, man? Who knows?
I'm sure for a player like you, like the resume, the professional resume that you have, I'm sure there's like no stress about the next contract. It's just depending on like where you want to play, probably, right? Yeah.
Honestly, I was stressing over the pandemic. I feel like every basketball player was. Every basketball player was. Well, should I say overseas basketball player was.
Gotcha. Because
you didn't know if it was going to be 2 months, 3 months, a year. End up being damn near 2 years. For me to play basketball. So that was like one of the scariest times for me. I'm kind of like, damn, what's next for me? Like, do I need to start on the other stuff that I'm very passionate about? Is basketball over? Because I'm getting, I know at certain ages, certain teams don't want to give you the money that you think you want. They're going to try to start lowballing you and be like, oh, I want somebody younger, all this and that. Or where have you played? Can I see certain film? Like, so that kind of hurt me, not playing for a year or two, playing basketball. So, that was my only time to be like, damn, I don't know when my next job is going to be.
Got you. I'm sure that's pretty scary. Yeah, I talked to a bunch of seniors that were like depending on travel ball after high school to get a scholarship. It messed them up. So many guys. That's why I was doing the open run that I was doing in Vista. That's why like anybody I knew that had a gym that they could open. I'm like, bro, we gotta keep the hoopers hooping, bro.
Bro, yeah, I was with Tiz that whole summer, bro.
That's right.
I was with him that whole summer, just playing basketball with him, trying to get the young guys. Because I felt for him, man. Obviously, I felt bad for myself for just not getting the opportunity to play basketball and getting the job. But I started, like I said, it affected everybody that played basketball. Like, especially these college kids. I honestly felt bad. I honestly didn't even think about what you just said, but I was honestly thinking about the kids coming out of college that had amazing season, amazing season, and their season stopped because of COVID, and their fire blew out.
Yep.
And their draft stock went down.
It's tough.
or they were on the cusp of getting drafted. They just needed a couple more games, and then they would have been drafted, and then now they're not. So, like you said, those 2 years, man, was tough. Tough.
You said maybe I need to start thinking about other things like what's next after basketball. Have you thought? Do you still think about those things? Like
For sure.
What you might want to do after basketball?
I'm into like fashion.
Okay.
I like fashion. I like shoes. I wanted to open up a shoe stop sometime, maybe one day around here.
Nice.
I'm into shoes a lot. I'm into like fashion. I'm always buying stuff online, stuff like that. So I'm kind of like, man, maybe I need to get with somebody and start my own stuff.
I hear that. I'm believe it or not, I'm really just into shoes and hats, really. I'm into fashion, but like not, how do I say it? Like I like putting outfits together, but I'm not like real big on like getting the newest or the hottest thing.
For sure. I want to be a stylist. That's what I kind of want to be. Like you said, I like picking out something and maybe dressing somebody, but also I want to have my own store, have my own stuff too, have my own shoe store. But also, like, if I wanted to get into like that industry and be somebody, like do something for somebody else, I think that's the best route for me too, is to be a stylist. To, maybe go shopping for somebody and see if they like it or not.
That's dope.
Putting stuff together. For sure.
I believe it or not, like I said, my outfits are never anything that's like, yo, this Flix is out here. I'm sure like people don't look at me like that, but I really enjoy putting my outfits together. Like,
brother.
I really
you
like
wear what you want to wear.
Exactly.
It's not about where everybody else wears.
1,000%.
It's not about that. I'm big on Russell Westbrook. I like the way he puts stuff together. Some stuff I don't agree with, but most of the time I'm like, that stuff is fly. I like the way that he's out of the box. He'll put anything on. Maybe all the stuff that he puts on is not for me. I wouldn't personally wear it, but I want to say maybe 65% of the time I'm like, all right, I'll probably take some pieces from his stuff and put it on.
I was when he first, when he first came to LA and he was like promoting all this stuff, and I checked out as well. He got some dope stuff on his website.
For sure.
Like you said, some of them outfits is like I would never ever wear that, but he do got a lot of dope stuff on his
But
website.
I just like the fact that he's out there trying,
wearing what he want to
wear, whatever he wears, and he probably gonna get the backlash for it, but he's like, I don't care, I'm gonna wear it. I don't care if you guys like it or not.
Exactly, and I'm sure he's getting a hefty bag to put them outfits on too.
Sure.
So it's like, y'all can talk about me all you want.
For sure, 100%.
Laughing to the bank with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My guy Billy, man, I appreciate you coming in, man. Like I said, was trying to put this together for a few weeks. I think it happened at the good time, man. It was a great conversation, man. Thanks for coming in.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, fam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, bro. It's been another episode of On the Mic with Michael Flix. I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Until next time, take care.
Yes, sir.